Chosen one, I need you to completely stop scrolling right now. This is absolutely not a random video popping up on your feed. Your spirit finding this message is a direct divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this urgent warning to your exact screen. And if you choose to swipe away from this moment, you will single-handedly forfeit the greatest spiritual shift that has ever been prepared for your life. Listen very carefully to the quiet sound of my voice. Take one slow and deliberate breath into your tired lungs. You have been running on an empty tank for way too long. The heavy weight on your shoulders feels completely unbearable lately, and every single time you try to close your eyes at night, the crippling anxiety creeps back into your chest just to steal your daily peace. You honestly thought that heaven had forgotten your specific name. You prayed in the dark until you had absolutely no words left. You cried silent tears that nobody else in the world ever saw. The endless waiting season felt like a cruel and unusual punishment. But God was never ignoring your desperate cries for help, because He was actually operating behind the scenes to prepare a massive move that will leave you speechless. This is the ultimate truth you desperately need to hear today. The long silence was never a rejection of your pure heart. It was a fierce protection protocol initiated by the universe itself. The Creator had to forcefully isolate you from the toxic crowd. He had to remove those people from your daily life, because the incredible blessing coming your way requires an entirely new frequency to hold it safely. Pay very close attention to this next critical part. Do not let your tired mind wander away right now. The enemy is actively trying to distract you from this deep truth. Dark forces desperately want you to swipe away from this exact message. They are completely terrified of what happens when you finally wake up. Because once you finally receive this exact divine blueprint from the universe, their manipulative and toxic grip on your future timeline will be permanently destroyed forever. Your precious soul has been incredibly restless over the last few weeks. You keep waking up at 3 in the morning for absolutely no logical reason. A strange and heavy energy pulsates through your physical body every day. You constantly feel like something massive is about to break wide open. That is your strong intuition detecting a major collision in the spiritual realm, where a generational wealth transfer has just been approved with your name. But there is a hidden mechanism currently at play here. A secret spiritual condition is attached to this divine delivery system. The incredible breakthrough will arrive right at your physical front door. You will see the miracle standing right in front of you. But if you choose to walk away before fully understanding this truth, you will not possess the proper spiritual keys required to unlock the heavy vault. You have fought way too hard to just give up now. You survived brutal storms that would have destroyed ordinary people. You walked through the terrifying fire completely alone without any help. People betrayed your trust when you needed their support the most. They foolishly took your pure and genuine kindness for a pathetic weakness. And yet you still managed to keep your beautiful heart completely soft, while living in a dark and unforgiving world that constantly tried to turn it cold. Heaven fully recognizes your incredible and unmatched spiritual resilience. Your quiet endurance has officially passed the hardest test of your life. The universe is about to reward you publicly for those lonely private battles. You must quickly prepare your physical vessel to receive this holy upgrade, because you simply cannot carry the heavy emotional baggage of your painful past into this brand new and glorious kingdom era that God has prepared for you. The strategic move God is making right now is entirely unprecedented. It will completely shift the tectonic plates of your physical reality. Every single closed door is about to be blown completely off its hinges. The toxic people who mocked your faith will have to watch you rise. They will be left entirely speechless and filled with deep regret when they finally witness the overwhelming level of divine favor poured all over your new life. This is your final warning to stay awake and alert. The current window of divine opportunity is incredibly narrow right now. The heavenly portals are only open for a very short period of time. You must quickly claim this exact frequency before the spiritual timer officially runs out. Because if you allow this rare cosmic alignment to simply pass you by, you will unfortunately be stuck repeating the exact same painful cycles for years. Are you truly ready to hear the final secret today? Are you spiritually prepared to handle the immense power of this revelation? The ultimate truth will fundamentally alter how you view your entire existence. Nothing will ever be the same after you fully absorb these divine words. Every single ounce of your past pain is about to make perfect sense as the Creator reveals the beautiful masterpiece He was painting in the dark. You feel like the universe has completely abandoned you. You pray every single day. You ask for a simple sign. But all you receive back is absolute silence. The quietness in your room feels completely deafening right now, and you are slowly starting to believe that God has finally turned His back on you because you made too many mistakes. I need you to erase that lie from your mind. The silence is not a punishment. It is absolutely not a sign of rejection. Your Creator has not forgotten your name. When heaven goes completely quiet, it means the Master Architect is actively working on the detailed blueprint for your life. The Master Builder never speaks while he is pouring the strongest concrete foundation. Listen to what your physical body is telling you. Your bones feel incredibly heavy today. Your shoulders are completely tight from carrying invisible burdens. You wake up exhausted. You go to sleep completely drained. And no matter how many hours of rest you try to get, the deep fatigue simply refuses to leave your tired physical vessel. Your mind is running a relentless marathon every night. You overthink every single decision you ever made. You wonder where you went wrong. You try to fix everything for everyone else. But while you are busy saving the entire world around you, absolutely nobody is stepping up to save you when you fall. You are secretly drowning in an ocean of daily responsibilities. People around you simply do not understand your struggle. They tell you to just smile more. They tell you to stop being so sensitive. But they do not feel the intense spiritual warfare happening right inside your living room. You sometimes feel like you are going completely crazy. But your spiritual radar is actually working perfectly fine. Pay close attention to those sudden headaches. Notice the unexplained tightness right in the middle of your chest. These are not random medical mysteries. These are powerful physical manifestations of a massive spiritual upgrade happening deep inside your cellular structure. Your body is forcefully purging years of accumulated toxic trauma. You have always been the strong one in your family. You are the dependable rock. You are the faithful problem solver. And because you are always so capable, people assume you never need any comfort. They drain your precious energy until you have absolutely nothing left to give them. This massive energetic imbalance has left your soul starved. The universe had to put you in a temporary holding pattern. God deliberately pressed the pause button on your current reality. If He allowed you to keep moving forward at your previous frantic pace, you would have completely shattered. The intense isolation you feel right now is actually a protective divine incubator meant to heal your deep wounds. Stop blaming yourself for the doors that recently closed. Stop punishing yourself for the relationships that suddenly failed. You did absolutely everything you could to save those situations. You poured your pure love into completely empty cups. But those specific people were never assigned to your permanent destiny, and their sudden exit was divinely orchestrated. Take a very deep breath and release the heavy guilt. You are not a failure. You are not falling behind in life. The timeline you are constantly comparing yourself to is a complete illusion created by society. Your unique spiritual journey requires a much longer preparation time because your ultimate destination is significantly higher. Heaven has carefully counted every single tear you shed in secret. The angels stood right beside your bed while you quietly wept. Your profound sadness was never ignored by the loving Creator. Every ounce of your private pain is currently being transformed into an incredibly powerful spiritual currency. Your sacrifices are about to pay off massively. You are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough, but your physical vessel must be completely emptied first. You cannot pour new heavenly wine into dirty old wineskins. The extreme emptiness you feel right now is the exact space where the universe will deposit your miracle. The painful void is actually a beautiful blank canvas. Do you feel that subtle shift in the atmosphere? The air in your room feels incredibly thick and heavy right now. That is the undeniable presence of divine forces gathering closely around you. They are actively repairing your damaged energy field. They are meticulously stitching your broken heart back together with threads of pure golden light. You are officially allowed to rest your tired bones today. You are permitted to simply lay down your heavy armor. The spiritual war is being fought on your behalf while you catch your breath, because heaven knows you have endured enough pain. The agonizing season of constant struggling is finally coming to an end. Trust the quiet process of your healing. Do not try to rush this sacred period of divine restoration. The profound silence is your greatest teacher right now. It is slowly filtering out the loud voices of your toxic past. And when the Creator finally speaks again, His powerful voice will completely shatter every single obstacle standing in your way. Just hold on a little bit longer. You look back at your past and wonder why everyone suddenly left. You feel a deep sting of rejection every single day. The extreme isolation makes you feel entirely unlovable. But heaven needs you to completely rethink your painful history right now, because your sudden loneliness was never a tragic accident. It was a highly calculated and protective divine isolation. God saw exactly what those people were doing behind your back. He heard the toxic conversations they had when you were not in the room. They smiled in your face while actively plotting your downfall. And because your pure heart always wanted to see the good in them, you ignored the obvious red flags until the universe forcefully intervened to save you. Your spiritual frequency was rapidly increasing during that difficult time. Your soul was desperately trying to ascend to a much higher level. But those heavy relationships acted like massive anchors tied directly to your ankles, and they constantly drained your vital energy because they could not generate their own light. You were literally keeping them alive. The Creator had to sever those parasitic cords immediately. The painful separation felt like a brutal punishment to your human emotions. You cried violently when those familiar doors slammed shut in your face. But heaven was actually performing emergency spiritual surgery to rescue your destiny, while you were completely separated to be deeply sanctified for your calling. Look closely at the quiet space around you today. The silence might feel incredibly heavy and intimidating right now, but this empty space is actually an impenetrable fortress of divine protection. No toxic energy can ever enter this sacred quarantine zone. Your aura is currently rebuilding its natural defenses, and you are resting safely while the angels guard this holy isolation. They called you weird when you started pulling away. They labeled you as difficult when you finally set healthy boundaries, but you were merely protecting the precious anointing on your life. The people who truly belong in your new chapter will never require you to shrink yourself, because they will naturally match your high vibration without any effort. Do you remember the intense betrayal you suffered last year? That devastating event was the final catalyst for your ultimate awakening. The universe used their terrible actions to permanently destroy your naive illusions. You had to experience their absolute darkness to fully appreciate the blinding brilliance of your own inner light, and it was a necessary lesson for your soul. You are officially a cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. Your ancestors carried the exact same heavy burdens for many generations. They tolerated the disrespect because they did not know any better. But the generational curse stops permanently with you, and your divine isolation is the exact place where the old toxic patterns finally die forever. Listen carefully to the gentle whisper of your intuition today. Your inner voice is growing much louder and clearer in the silence. When you were constantly surrounded by the noisy crowd, you could barely hear your own thoughts. Now your spiritual antennas are perfectly tuned to the exact frequency of heaven, and you are receiving pure downloads daily. Every single person who walked away actually did you a massive favor. They unknowingly cleared the crowded path for your incoming blessing. If they had stayed in your life, they would have completely ruined the beautiful masterpiece God is building, because they were simply not equipped to handle the massive wealth and power you are about to inherit soon. The profound rejection you experienced was actually God redirecting your path. It physically hurt because your ego wanted to hold on to familiar pain, but your soul secretly rejoiced when the heavy chains finally broke. You are now floating freely in a vast ocean of infinite possibilities, and the universe is preparing to fill your empty cup until it entirely overflows. Do not ever apologize for your current season of absolute solitude. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your spiritual retreat. Let them misunderstand your quietness. Let them assume you are failing because you are no longer playing their foolish games. Your silent growth is currently producing a magnificent harvest, and it will absolutely terrify them when they see your success later. Take a deep breath and fully embrace this holy isolation. Wrap the quietness around your shoulders like a warm and comforting blanket. You are entirely safe inside this divine cocoon. The caterpillar must dissolve completely in the dark before it can emerge as a stunning butterfly, while your beautiful wings are forming perfectly in the total darkness of this season. Your past does not dictate your glorious future anymore. The old version of you died the moment you accepted this divine separation. You are currently being rebirthed into a master of your own reality. The immense power you hold right now is absolutely breathtaking, and heaven is eagerly waiting for you to finally realize your true spiritual identity. You often wonder why the massive blessing was delayed for so long. You did the difficult inner work. You visualized your success. You remained faithful while enduring terrible storms. But the heavenly delivery was suddenly halted right at the absolute edge of manifestation, and there is a very specific spiritual mechanism that caused this painful delay in your timeline. God had a massive package with your specific name on it. He dispatched the angels to deliver your long-awaited miracle. But when heaven looked closely at your physical environment, they immediately pulled the blessing completely back. Because the space surrounding your life was heavily contaminated by energetic parasites. The narcissists in your circle were secretly waiting to steal your newly given wealth. Listen carefully to how these dark forces actually operate. Narcissists cannot create any authentic light of their own. They are fundamentally empty vessels, wandering in total darkness. They deliberately attach themselves to your bright aura to siphon your vital energy. And if God had blessed you while they were still present, they would have drained every single drop of your miracle instantly. Your kind heart was your biggest vulnerability. You wanted to share your hard-earned blessings with everybody around you. You foolishly believed that your love could magically fix their deeply broken souls. But heaven knew that their severe toxicity was entirely uncurable. The universe had to forcefully delay your elevation to completely remove them from your path first. Take a deep breath and let this realization settle into your spirit. The sudden delays were not an aggressive attack against your destiny. They were highly calculated tactical retreats directed by your Creator. God essentially placed your miracle in a heavily guarded divine escrow account. He locked the heavy vault until the surrounding environment was completely sanitized and safe for your arrival. You must understand the immense value of what is coming. This is not a tiny and insignificant blessing. This is a massive, generational wealth transfer designed to completely change your family history forever. The sheer magnitude of this divine delivery requires a pristine runway to land safely, and those jealous people were acting like dangerous landmines scattered across your landing strip. They smiled in your face while actively plotting to ruin your reputation. They subtly undermined your confidence with backhanded compliments. They played the poor victim while secretly holding the bloody knife behind their backs. The Creator exposed their hidden agendas through a series of painful events, and He forced them to reveal their true demonic faces before they could destroy your incoming blessing. Do not ever mourn the sudden loss of a toxic connection. Their forced departure was the greatest gift heaven ever gave you. The intense pain you felt during the brutal separation was merely the withdrawal symptoms of a broken trauma bond. Your spirit is currently detoxing from their heavy demonic influence, and your energy field is finally returning to its natural and pure state. The agonizing weight is fundamentally changing your internal structure. The long delay is actively forging an unbreakable iron boundary around your gentle heart. You are slowly learning how to fiercely protect your sacred energy from emotional vampires. Because when the massive blessing finally arrives, you must be a ruthless guardian of your own peace. You can never let them back in again. You are being trained for a position of ultimate authority. The universe is shaping you into an untouchable master of reality. And masters do not tolerate disrespect disguised as friendship. They do not entertain toxic drama disguised as concern. Your newly established boundaries are the exact spiritual qualification required to finally unlock the heavy vault holding your generational wealth. The deep cleanup process is officially nearing its completion. The heavy toxic debris has been thoroughly swept away from your path. The energetic atmosphere around your physical body is finally crystal clear, and the angels are currently preparing to initiate the final delivery sequence for your long-awaited miracle. The massive delay has actually multiplied the size of your blessing significantly. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Type it right now to physically confirm that you accept this powerful cleansing process. Your simple action is a binding spiritual signature on the heavenly contract. It tells the universe that your environment is finally clean and that your heart is fully prepared to receive the abundance without any interference. But there is a hidden danger you must be warned about first. A fatal trap is being set right before the glorious finish line. The darkness is currently panicking because they see the massive blessing descending upon you right now, and they are planning one last desperate attack to steal your crown before you can even put it on your head. Listen closely to the next warning. The spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting violently right now. An incredibly powerful tectonic movement is happening deep beneath the surface of your reality. While everything looks completely normal to the naked human eye, a massive transfer of power is quietly being executed in the unseen realms. You can physically feel this intense electricity crackling in the air every single morning. Listen carefully to how the darkness is currently reacting to your awakening. The enemy camp is in a state of absolute and total panic. They spent years meticulously building heavy chains to keep you trapped in the lowest frequencies. They constantly fed you lies about your worth. But the moment you finally embraced your divine isolation, their entire manipulative control system completely collapsed overnight. They are completely terrified of the brilliant light radiating from your soul. When you were broken and confused, you were incredibly easy to control. They easily fed off your deep insecurities and your constant need for external validation. But now that you have stepped into your quiet authority, your mere presence absolutely blinds them. Your profound silence is a weapon they cannot defend against. Notice how certain people have been acting incredibly strange lately. They avoid making direct eye contact with you. They stumble over their words when you walk into the room. They suddenly try to reach out after months of total silence, offering fake apologies and empty promises. This is not a coincidence. This is the desperate flailing of demonic attachments trying to reconnect to their lost energy source. They see the massive crown slowly descending onto your head. The spiritual realm operates without any secrets, and every dark entity clearly sees the glowing mark of divine favor placed heavily upon your life. The narcissists who tried to bury you alive are now forced to watch you bloom magnificently. The agonizing regret is eating them alive from the inside out every single day. Take a deep breath and firmly hold your ground right now. Do not be intimidated by their sudden, desperate attempts to pull you back. Their frantic attacks are actually the ultimate confirmation of your incoming victory. When the enemy fights you this fiercely, it simply means you are standing directly over the massive treasure chest. They are trying to scare you away from your own gold. You have fundamentally altered the vibrational fabric of your timeline. The heavy trauma bonds that once chained you to poverty and despair have been completely incinerated by the holy fire. Your cells are currently vibrating at the exact frequency of pure generational wealth, and the universe is actively rearranging people, places, and massive opportunities to perfectly match this new energetic signature. The old toxic reality is rapidly disintegrating before your very eyes. The ancient systems that profited from your endless suffering are completely failing. You are no longer an empath who blindly absorbs the heavy pain of the world. You have evolved into a fierce master of reality who completely dictates the exact energy allowed into your sacred space. Your boundaries are now absolute iron. They deeply regret underestimating your quiet resilience. They laughed at your pure faith when you were struggling in the dark. They mocked your simple prayers and your steadfast dedication to the Creator. But their mocking laughter has violently turned into choking fear, because the very stones they aggressively threw at you have become the solid foundation of your new, impenetrable castle. Heaven is meticulously preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies. You will not have to lift a single finger to defend yourself anymore. The universe itself is acting as your ultimate vindicator. The divine justice being served right now is absolutely perfectly measured. They will be forced to quietly witness the overwhelming glory that God is about to pour upon your life. You must aggressively guard your focus during this critical transition period. The enemy will use subtle distractions to derail your high frequency. They will send counterfeit blessings that look incredibly shiny but are deeply hollow inside. Do not fall for their cheap and pathetic illusions. A master of reality easily recognizes the massive difference between a fake shiny rock and a true divine diamond. The hidden trap I warned you about earlier is simply their sudden return. The counterfeit toxic connections will magically reappear right before your true blessing arrives. They will try to trigger your old trauma to violently pull you back into the heavy dirt. You must absolutely ignore their desperate knocks on your door. Silence is your shield, and total indifference is your sharpest sword. The universe does not make massive moves without sending clear signals first. God is currently placing divine markers all over your daily path. You must pay close attention to these specific confirmations right now, because these are the exact signs proving that the heavenly vault is finally opening for you, and heaven wants you to be completely prepared for the shift. Listen closely to the 5 undeniable signs of your imminent breakthrough. Number 1. You are seeing repeating numbers everywhere you look. You glance at the clock at exactly 3:33 or 4:44. Your grocery receipts always total, exact repeating digits. This is absolutely not a random coincidence. The angels are actively communicating with your spirit today. They are confirming that your physical reality is rapidly aligning with your new heavenly timeline, while the old systems of struggle are finally fading away forever. Number 2. You suddenly feel a profound sense of detachment from your past. The toxic people who used to trigger massive anxiety in you simply do not matter anymore. You no longer care about their petty opinions or their fake lives. Their desperate attempts to get your attention feel incredibly foolish to you now. Your heavy emotional cords have been completely severed by the sword of truth, and you are finally walking in absolute freedom. Take a deep breath and let that beautiful freedom wash over your soul. You have finally escaped their dark emotional prison. Your precious energy is entirely your own again. And this incredible emotional neutrality is the ultimate proof of your deep healing. You cannot receive massive kingdom wealth while you are still emotionally tied to spiritual poverty. Your absolute detachment is your new superpower. Number 3. Your physical intuition is operating at a terrifyingly high level. You can instantly feel the hidden intentions of strangers before they even speak a single word. A heavy feeling in your gut immediately warns you about deceptive opportunities. The Holy Spirit is directly downloading advanced spiritual discernment into your mind to fiercely protect your incoming kingdom assets from those who wish to steal them. You used to second-guess your own gut feelings all the time. You let manipulative people convince you that you were just being crazy and paranoid. But those days of deep self-doubt are permanently over. You now trust your inner compass with absolute and unwavering certainty. When your spirit says no, your mouth immediately closes the heavy door without any further hesitation or apology. Number 4. Impossible doors are suddenly opening with absolutely zero human effort. You stopped trying to aggressively force things to happen a long time ago. You surrendered your heavy burdens completely to the Creator. And now, massive opportunities are literally chasing you down in the physical realm. The right people are calling you out of nowhere with absolutely life-changing offers today, and you did not even have to ask for their help. This is the divine law of reverse effort in full effect. The harder you pushed in the past, the more you struggled and suffered. But now you are resting firmly in your quiet authority. You are simply magnetic to miracles. God is commanding the wealth of the wicked to be rapidly transferred into your righteous hands, while you simply stand still and watch the massive victory unfold before your eyes. Number 5. You feel an eerie and beautiful sense of absolute peace. Your external circumstances might still look a little chaotic right now. The bank account might not reflect the massive wealth just yet. But deep inside your chest, there is a quiet stillness that surpasses all human understanding. You just know that you have already won the massive battle against the forces of darkness. This profound peace is the final heavenly seal of absolute approval. It is the perfect quiet before the glorious divine storm. The spiritual atmosphere is holding its breath right now. The angels are standing in perfect formation around your physical life. They are waiting for the final command to release the heavy floodgates of generational abundance directly onto your waiting timeline today. Do not miss this final, incredible sign of your victory. If you are experiencing even one of these massive shifts, your waiting season is officially over. The brutal test is finally finished. You have successfully navigated the darkest valley without losing your pure faith, and the universe is incredibly proud of your quiet and steadfast endurance. The Master of Reality is finally ready to claim the throne, but there is one final revelation you must fully understand before the crown touches your head. The ultimate truth about God's strategic move is about to be exposed right now. This is the exact moment the massive vault finally clicks open for you. Prepare your spirit to receive the ultimate keys to your kingdom. The beautiful transition you have begged for is happening in this exact second. The moment of absolute truth has finally arrived. Here is the massive strategic move that God has been hiding in the dark. The universe is not just restoring what the enemy stole from you. Heaven is commanding a complete multiplication of your assets. And every single tear you cried is being refunded with pure generational wealth right now. This is the divine move that will leave them entirely speechless. The toxic people thought they broke your spirit forever when they abandoned you. They genuinely believed you would simply give up and die in the wilderness. But God used their vicious betrayal as the exact heavy hammer to forge you into an unstoppable weapon of light. You survived the brutal fire completely alone. You walked through the terrifying valley of shadows without losing your pure heart. And because you passed the ultimate test of endurance, the Creator is placing the heavy crown of absolute authority upon your head today. You are officially the untouchable master of your own reality. Your days of begging for basic human decency are permanently over. You will never again lower your vibration to match their chaotic energy. The heavy chains of the empath have been completely shattered. You are no longer a bleeding victim for emotional vampires to feed on, because your new iron boundaries demand instant respect without a single word spoken. The waiting season has officially ended. The dry and barren desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Can you feel that massive energetic shift in your spirit right now? That beautiful feeling in your chest is the pure frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. Every single closed door is being violently blown off its hinges today. The spiritual blockages that hindered your progress have been incinerated by holy fire. God is actively flipping the heavy tables in your favor, and those who viciously plotted against your downfall are now forced to watch everything they built crumble into dust. The table is fully prepared for you in their presence. You do not need to say a single word to them anymore. Your overwhelming success is the only loud answer they will ever receive. The glorious light radiating from your new life will completely blind the dark entities that tried to keep you hidden in the heavy shadows for years. This is the massive vindication you desperately prayed for. The scales of cosmic justice are finally tipping heavily in your direction. The Creator is publicly honoring your private sacrifices, and the massive abundance flowing into your hands right now will completely alter the entire trajectory of your bloodline for many generations to come. Your ancestors are incredibly proud of your fierce resilience today. You are the chosen cycle breaker who finally destroyed the generational curse. The heavy poverty and deep trauma stop right here with you. Because you boldly chose to walk the lonely path, your future children will never have to experience the bitter taste of spiritual starvation. Take a very deep breath and let this euphoric truth fill your lungs. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated behind you. The dawn of the brand new kingdom era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You have won the invisible war. The ultimate victory has been secured in the highest heavenly courts. Every painful step you took in the dark was perfectly orchestrated. You thought you were wandering aimlessly in circles for years. You thought your terrible suffering was completely meaningless and cruel. But the Master Architect was meticulously aligning your specific steps with this exact moment in time, ensuring that you arrived at the throne fully prepared to rule. The immense power you hold right now is truly breathtaking. You can command massive shifts in your environment just by maintaining your quiet peace. The frantic energy of the world simply bounces off your impenetrable divine shield. You have evolved far beyond their petty drama, and your massive kingdom wealth is flowing effortlessly toward you. You must deliberately anchor this powerful frequency right now. The enemy will try to send a sudden wave of doubt to snatch this revelation away from your mind. Do not let them steal your glorious moment of triumph. You must physically lock this massive blessing into your current reality before you even think about leaving this sacred space. The energetic atmosphere around you is absolutely charged with raw miracles. Your spiritual vessel is vibrating at the highest possible frequency of pure manifestation. Heaven is waiting for your final physical confirmation to release the massive flood. Prepare your heart for the ultimate seal of divine protection that is about to be placed upon you. You are officially standing in the glorious light of your brand new timeline today. The heavy spiritual armor you wore for so many years can finally be set down on the ground. God is actively watching your specific response in this exact second. You have completely transformed from a bleeding empath into an untouchable master of your own reality. But the dark forces are still lurking just outside the heavy iron gates of your new castle. They desperately want you to close this message and simply forget everything you just heard. If you walk away right now without sealing this profound truth, you leave a tiny crack open for their toxic energy to slowly seep back into your life tomorrow. You must firmly lock the heavy gates to your kingdom right now. Heaven requires a physical act of obedience to completely finalize this massive spiritual transaction. Type the word Amen down in the comments below to permanently seal this new reality. Your simple action is a powerful signature on the binding divine contract, and it perfectly protects your future from any demonic interference. When you type your confirmation today, you are sending a massive shockwave of light straight into the spiritual realm. The angels immediately recognize your faithful signature. It tells the entire universe that you are fully ready to receive the heavy crown. Do not let this critical moment of divine alignment slip through your fingers in silence. Hit the subscribe button right now to firmly anchor yourself at this highest vibrational frequency. You need to establish a permanent divine energy receiving station for your soul. By connecting yourself to this sacred space, you build an absolute shield of protection around your daily life. The enemy cannot penetrate a fortress that is guarded by pure faith. If this fiery message has deeply reignited the dying faith inside your chest, do not keep this immense blessing entirely to yourself. There is a lonely soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair right now. They are desperately begging the universe for a guiding light. You must share this specific video with someone who truly needs to hear it today. Sowing this tiny seed of hope today will rapidly multiply the glorious harvest for yourself tomorrow. When you actively partner with heaven to save another broken soul, God immediately increases your personal territory. Your willingness to spread the pure light proves that you possess the generous heart required to handle massive kingdom wealth. I speak absolute divine protection over your physical body and your beautiful mind today. May every single toxic attachment be completely severed from your timeline forever. May the incredible peace of the Creator guard your gentle heart as you finally step into your massive generational abundance. You have earned every single piece of this victory. You are the rare anomaly that the dark matrix could never break or control. You are the chosen cycle breaker who successfully carried the heavy cross for your entire bloodline. Let the toxic people watch your breathtaking rise from a very safe distance. They are absolutely powerless against the blinding glory that surrounds your physical vessel now. Do not ever allow the shadows to convince you that you are small again. You have completely outgrown the tiny boxes they desperately tried to force you into. Your spirit is now vibrating at a frequency that actively repels anything less than absolute authenticity. People will immediately sense the heavy weight of your new authority when you speak. Remind yourself of this glorious truth every single morning when you wake up. Return to this sacred message whenever the enemy tries to whisper ancient lies into your ear. The physical act of sharing this video and declaring your faith in the comments is your ultimate weapon. It permanently marks your territory in the shifting spiritual landscape. May the infinite grace of the universe continue to shower your path with effortless miracles. May your bank accounts overflow with pure wealth, that brings absolute peace instead of heavy sorrow. The beautiful chapter of your suffering is officially closed forever. Welcome to the magnificent kingdom era where you finally rule your reality with quiet power. Take one final deep breath and absorb this beautiful truth into your bones. Walk forward into your brand new day with your head held incredibly high. You do not owe anybody an explanation for your sudden elevation. Let your profound silence speak massive volumes to those who foolishly doubted your sacred connection with the ultimate creator. This is your official release from the agonizing prison of your painful past. The heavy iron doors are completely open and the bright sun is shining on your face. Go out there and boldly claim the massive territory that God has legally deeded to your name. You are deeply loved and you are fiercely protected forever.